Welcome back to Sosnovka, Sovkhoz, episode 16 with me, Mr. Sealy P. Right, last episode we finished by being halfway through a multi-crop harvest. So we could get chaff to fill up the silage bay at the dairy farm. We are carrying on with that, and I have decided that I'm only going to half fill the silage bay. So I'm going to do enough of this on multi-crop to half fill it, and then I'm going to switch over and do the rest of the crop with a normal harvester for the corn and sell it, because the other silage bays are right over the other side of the map. It's a long way to haul this stuff, so what we'll do is sell the rest of this, and then we'll probably go over, buy a field over by the silage bay, and then when we're doing silaging right over there by it, it makes more sense to do that, hauling this stuff right the way across the map. So, probably another load, or finish this load off, I think. I think we would have done just over half the field, I think, which is pretty good, to be fair. And it's actually been filling up that silage bay quite quickly. And I could carry on whole crop harvesting this for silage, or for chaff, to put into the silage bay, and I could not fill it, but probably 3/4 fill it. As I said the other day, I don't need that much silage at the dairy farm. It would be a waste of time, really, so it makes more sense to do it this way. And that's us, another full load. This will probably be enough then to take us over 50%, I think. So here we are at the silage bay. I will turn on the automatic help, otherwise I don't know how much I've got and how compacted it is. Okay, 49% and climbing. Yeah, this load's definitely going to take us over 50%. There we go, 50%. And there we are, empty, 54% full. We'll just finish, I'm making the right pigs here with this, aren't I? But it is 100% compacted now. So I think I'll blanket the silo now, I think. Start that fermenting. There we go, 1% fermenting. Right, we'll take this back to field 25, because we're still going to need it anyway. And what we'll do now then is pack away the forage harvester, because I'm going to use the normal harvester for the rest of the crop. It's done its job. I find it far easier setting a worker on it and then following along next to it with a tractor and trailer or a lorry and trailer. You can, of course, if you want to, put the 2 Flegels behind it and just do it with the forage harvester and a couple of trailers behind. It's entirely up to you. But yeah, set it all up, set a work on it, it's a little bit easier. But it's done its job pretty well. And I'm thinking if I do get a silage field or maize field over by the silage bays, by the biogas plant, I'll probably transfer all this over. Take it over there because that's where it's going to be used probably the most, I would think. Because it's realistically, it makes chaff for silage. Once the silage bay at the dairy farm's full and blanketed, which I've just done, it's not needed over this side of the map anymore, so I'll probably move it all over there once I buy a field. That's what I'm thinking. But the problem is now I don't have a maize header for the harvester, so I'm going to get the Capello, the Quasar HS16R. It's the biggest one, 12 metre width, and I'm just going to change the colour so it's as close to New Holland as I can get it. And we will jump into the harvester, the CR1090, and we'll whiz up to the store and grab that header. Luckily the header, the Quasar, the Capello Quasar, it folds up, so you don't need a header trailer for it. You can transport it as is. I mean, you could put it on a trailer if you really wanted to, but and I would imagine in real life they probably do, because it does block quite a bit of your view when you're driving. But there you go, that's it on the front, all folded up. It's quite a bulky bit of equipment, but then when it unfolds it's quite big, so it would be bulky folded. So we'll take that to field 25, get that unfolded, and we'll get the rest of that field cleared. As a normal maize crop. There we go. It's a big old header. Lower that down, ready to start. Of course, unfolding the harvester would probably be a good idea. That's probably why it wouldn't work. And turn off the beacons. Right, away we go. As I've said before, I think the corn, barley and wheat, it's not worth a huge amount. You don't get a lot of money for the crop itself. You have to do it in quite large quantities to make money on it. But obviously it does serve other purposes, the maize especially, for whole crop. If you're going to do it for silaging, for chaff and silaging, it's quite a good way of doing it. The wheat and barley leaves the straw swaths behind, which is quite handy for your farming, for your cows. And yeah, to make money on wheat and barley, you've got to be doing a lot of it. I know on the modded crops where you've got all the extra ones, I think it's oats or rye, I think it is, might be oats, is a really profitable crop. I think it's as good, if not better, than canola. Obviously, I don't have it on here, but it's a pretty good one. Right, I think we're going to jump into the T9 and whiz up here and unload, because it's filling up pretty quick actually, to be fair. And also the auger will be on the right side, the pipe before unloading. If I wait, by the time it comes past and it's almost full, it will turn around and I won't be able to get to it, so makes more sense doing that. Jump in the beast. I didn't realise how much of a bumpy field this was when I bought it. So when you're driving across it and you're harvesting, you realise how much up and down. It's quite an undulating field, I think is the word. Oh, there goes, beacons are on, so it's pretty much there anyway. Have I misjudged this? Why is it? Oh, okay, it's just not far enough. Oh yeah, because I've got the weight on there, haven't I, to attach the trailers. Just elongates that attachment a little bit. Not the end of the world though. Try and sort of speed up and slow down and move over a little bit so I evenly fill that trailer. This T9's a lot harder to drive than the other tractors. I think because of the pivot in the middle. Trying to get that position just right seems to be a lot harder. Maybe it just needs a little bit of practice driving it, I guess, but it is a completely different driving style. But we are filling up. We're certainly not going to get a full load, I don't think. We're not going to get 64,000 litres. We won't fill both trailers. But we might get one, if we're lucky. Right, we'll swing this round. And then probably let the harvester go off on its own. Almost full again. I've got to decide what to put in this field next. I'm thinking if I do buy a field over by the biogas plant that I could stick a maize crop into, ready for silaging, this field then becomes vacant. So I'm either going to stick another canola crop in it to make a bit of money, so I've got more than one revenue stream rather than just logging to make money, or stick something different in it. So I'm thinking I might buy another field as well. If I get one over by the biogas plant, I might buy another field and do potatoes. Haven't done those. Down on the farm series, Bjorn Hunt, I did sugar beet. Haven't done potatoes, and I haven't even got close to anything like that on the Westbridge Hills welcome map. So I might do a potato field. I think might be kind of the next step. So we are on the last little strip. Actually, going back to what I was saying a minute ago, I don't know whether this field 25 might be a bit big for potatoes. It'd be a lot of potatoes. So I think I might do canola in this one as well, and then buy another field, maybe a slightly smaller one, to stick potatoes in. That might be a better idea. I'll give it some thought. Have a look at the map and see if I can pick a field for doing that in. As usual, the animations are pretty good. Every bit of the machinery doing its job. And there we are. We are done. I will load the last little bit into here. So we did get one and a little bit. Which isn't bad. Considering this is extra, it wasn't what I intended to do with it, so not that we're short of money at the moment, but that said, if I do go and buy a big field, that's going to take a big chunk of that away. So every little bit helps. Every time we put money in the bank, it's better than taking it away. So that's done with the harvester. Back into the T9, and we will whiz down to the mill to sell this. I apologise if you're getting fed up with me selling stuff at the mill. I will try and vary where I'm selling crops across the map from now on. I think as I buy different fields in different parts of the map, where I sell the crop will depend on where I am, and obviously if I get great demand anywhere, I'll go elsewhere. It was only while I'm trying to kind of build the farm up, because you get the double hit by selling the crops and then sending the train off. It just makes more sense financially to do it down here at the moment. But yeah, for a viewer, that doesn't make it particularly exciting, because you're only ever seeing one selling point, so I will change that up. But anyway, we'll unload this. I think that's pretty much it for this episode. We've done what we needed to do, finished off harvesting field 25, got enough into the silage bay at the dairy farm. I'm happy with that, and that's been blanketed and is fermenting. And then finished off with the normal, I bought a maize header and finished off with the normal harvester. So another purchase for the farm. And what I set out to do has been completed. That's a big old building, that. I'm surprised that when you unload there, that you don't pull the button, it doesn't load into the train. That'd be quite a cool little animation to have. Anyway, enough said. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Next episode, who knows? Buying a new field, maybe doing potatoes. I'm not quite sure at the moment, but I look forward to seeing you on the next episode. If you liked it, give us a like. If you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe. There'll be more on the way. Leave a comment if you want to. Again, whatever you choose to do. Thank you for watching.